Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Home Rockstar Podcast. I'm excited for today's guest. He's got a lot of energy. We're talking to the owner of a whole bunch of businesses. There's Machisimo Wellness Center, there's TDID Hair and Skin Solutions, 15% Body Fat Club. Basically, what he's doing is he's helping people to improve their health by installing new paradigms. This makes happy people. So I'm excited to be talking to Mike Hen. And so Mike, you ready to rock?
Let's help some people.
Let's help some people be happier.
Yeah.
So tell me a story of success that we can be inspired by.
A good story. I started losing hair around 43, and I was in the industry of wellness and took on myself to really find something that really works because the industry is kind of lacking. Got to develop my own protocol, my own machine, patent it. And in the last 8 years, I created miracles with these, and it really took off. I own 23 locations today, and it just keeps growing. I have elite doctors calling it the cure for hair loss. Restored my hair at 50. I got more hair than my 20. And the reason I took it is because when I was losing hair, I felt the emotional weight it got on for some weird reason. And since then, I had ladies in tears thanking me about developing this because they failed everywhere else for years. My core, as I mentioned before, is I really want to help people the best way I can. And this one really made some news and flash, and I help so many people restore confidence. And when confidence comes back, especially for women, men too. In my methods, I also added some meditation and stress level reductions. And the best review I ever got, and I can share it with you, was not only I got my hair back, I got my life back.
Yeah.
That's success. In my eyes, you're only successful in the amount that you're able to influence for the better other people. Because anything else, I'm sorry, you're not taking with you.
Wow.
So that's my greatest success is the amount of happiness that I spread in people.
Yeah, I agree. So now on the show, I like to talk about both the good notes and the bad notes because sometimes things don't go as planned. And I want to make sure that people that are listening to this know that, hey, it happens to us all. So I'm wondering, Can you share with us something that didn't go as planned, some bad notes, a mistake that you made that you recovered from?
Yes, I'm an entrepreneur at blood. So I just started to know two more new businesses. I had a business that I started in the AC industry. And when you do that, you hire technicians, and they might sometimes do things that are not in accommodation with company policies.
Okay.
So that's business. I tell health is 100% up to you. Business, you're depending on others. So I started spreading, and I really spent a lot of money on advertising, and I just boosted this whole campaign. And one of my technicians did something horrible in front of my house. I don't want to talk about it. And I got a call from the general attorney that I have to shut down ASAP or I'm getting sued.
Wow.
So business just started picking up. I took a whole bunch of money to let's grow. Just went out, the bill just got covered, and I'm getting a phone call that I have to shut down. And I went out of it with a loss, a big major one. And I just had a newborn son.
Oh, wow.
And it got me to the point that I literally had to open savings for emergencies just to keep him feeding. But if you're an entrepreneur, you'll have the highs, you'll have the bad. I take them today as lessons. There is no obstacles. There is nothing that happens to you. Everything happens for you. Your job is to pay attention to why, never repeat it again. So, we might go into a business, we might have something going on, and, God work in mysterious way. We got to stay positive. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
In that period of stress.
That's just it, right?
If you're an entrepreneur, if you work from home and you have plans to grow and make it bigger, we make plans and God is on. So take everything that is, if it happened in a certain way, it's to show you a better way. That's the only attitude we should keep because it's a truth that might hit you later. So don't wait. Just understand it wasn't meant for you. There's something better. Look for it.
So then in this particular instance, what was that something better? Like what did you learn from that?
Well, it got me to the point that I decided to depend only on myself mainly. And I understood that I should be better at the process of who I'm hiring.
Mm,
And when you hire, you should make sure that you follow up on them. A lot of business owner, I had a friend who just lost everything because of the same incidents of one of his employees saying something he shouldn't, and he lost everything. As we grow, we need to make sure that if we don't do it, we have people in place that are sort of people quality control of who works for us and why. Today, my hiring process, first question, what are you looking to do? Make money or help people? If he's looking, if make money is like, thank you very much for coming. You can make
yeah.
money somewhere else. I'm looking for people who want to help people, who keep integrity. Now, one of my mentors explained what integrity is. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is looking. How come? For the last, let's say, 12 years, 9 years more correctly, integrity is a priority in everything that I do. I understood that I'm never alone because the one time that I'm alone, that you're going to call me a body. So there's always a greater force. You want to call it God, the universe, they're always there with you. And when you think no one is watching, guess what? He is.
Yeah.
So that's what I learned is to keep integrity and work with people that has integrity as a fundamental and keep educating them about what's right and how I want my company to run. So never let go.
Yeah. Well, you can see what people do behind closed doors by the results that they have around their life too, right? You might think that you're getting away with it, but it is showing up in your health and in your business and everything around you. Those are the results of what you're doing regularly, right? And it's not just the things you do when other people are watching, it's the things that you do when people are not watching too.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things that I wanted to bring into the people watching us awareness is pay attention to all aspects of your life. Where are you falling from grace? And you can do that so easily. 30 minutes in the end of the day. Just run the day. What did I say to who? How did I act? How did I respond? And in those activities that I was encouraged, where did I feel from grace of becoming better, saying something nicer, inspiring? And promise yourself you're just never going to do it again. Now, if you keep this process, life will present you the opportunities again and again.
Yep.
And
Yep.
just develop the conscious awareness that you are watching yourself, you are watching your health, you are watching the people around you and how you treat them. Don't start taking people for granted, like that's one of the things. And give everybody, but also don't be stupid. I tell people, if you watch how people act, their sweet words will never sting you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
when I hire people, I watch them. I say nothing. I watch. They're going to tell me everything. Results are the name of the game. And the results will be based on your action, not your words.
Yeah. Well, I think that a lot of people, when they do an inventory on how they acted that day and whatever mistake happened, I think a lot of people would probably self-medicate and forget about it. But if they do, it is tough, right? I mean, you have to look at what you did, what you said wrong. You have to take accountability for that, but you also have to move forward. So it's more or less like forgiving yourself for doing that thing and making sure you're not going to do it again versus justifying why it was the right thing to do at that particular moment. I think there's like a balancing act there of going like, okay, it is what it is. It happened. And I can see how there was a reason why it had to happen. And it's because I need to learn and move forward. And I'm going to forgive myself for who I was yesterday. And tomorrow I'm going to be someone different. Is that how you look at it too?
Absolutely. And that basic process is just awareness to self.
Mm,
Like if you don't want to ask yourself, how did I get here? I suggest you start analyzing yourself on a daily basis.
yeah.
And the best way to do it is in the end of every day, you watch how you acted and you look for opportunities to do better. And let's talk about health now. I do health now mainly because we have a pandemic of disease. And if you look at the day and you say, how many times that I've brought this with something into my mouth in between a breakfast, lunch, and dinner? And I recommend reducing to breakfast and lunch. Skip
Yeah.
dinner. Trust me on that. The person who lived the longest in the Bible, Methuselah, lived 969 years. He used to eat once every 3 days.
Yeah, I heard
So
that
it tells
too.
you something. And we all know the benefits of fasting. So what I do, I fast once a week. I fast every day 16 hours from the last time I ate, which is around 5, 6 to breakfast. And I work out on an empty stomach. And at 50, I'm just going to show off. And it all started with me being overweight because I forgot to pay attention to how many times I put these. And there was a lot. I was working from home next to the fridge, sitting a lot. And, oh, I got to wait for the email 5 minutes. Let me grab some fruits, some this. Now, fruits also contain fructose. The only difference between fructose and glucose is the name. It's still sugar. So you might think, oh, I might be eating fruits, but hey, if the body is not asking, don't give it.
Yeah.
So if you develop the awareness on health on a daily basis and you look at yourself and you don't like what you see, you're a little bit overweight, then you understand, you know what, tomorrow I'm going to reduce the amount of, and maybe increase some exercise activities. Because we don't want to get to the point that we're hit with something and there's nobody else to blame. Health is not business. Business, there's many factors that will come in. Your health, your relationships, how you treat others, how you're in peace with yourself can be improved daily by conscious awareness to who I was today compared to a better one. I think it's an obligation because it improves relationship with kids, with coworkers, with everybody, because you're consciously aware of yourself and what you did wrong with acknowledgement, acceptance. Forgiveness is not for them, it's for you.
Yes,
So, but acceptance of, okay, this is what it is and I can make it better. And you do it. That conscious process will only improve your life on every aspect because you give it in every aspect, in people, in myself. How did I handle my business today? Let's say a musician. Where did I play the guitar today that could have done it better if I paid more attention? There's so many things you can take it into. And it's only like 10, 20 minutes before you fall asleep instead of scrolling on Instagram and giving away your time and attention to things that don't matter that much. You matter.
Yeah, I agree. And now, are there any practices that you do on a regular basis to stay fresh in both your business and your personal life?
So my life has completely changed drastically because of these processes. I completely changed my life to have it the way I want it. So I don't have mornings that I have to rush to work, except the fact that I have to take my kids to school and I wake up at 6:30, make them breakfast.
Yeah.
We sing and dance a little bit. With breakfast, we talk about life. On the drive, we talk. So that's a commitment. And I told my kids, like, I don't really care about school that much. But the process of getting an A in school is the same process of getting A in life. And that's what I want you to get A. And thank God my daughter is third in state of Florida in mathematics. My son yesterday got 3 A's in all his tests because of this simple process that's the way you get A in life. Information. Teacher is speaking. Pay attention. Don't be with your friends. Pay attention. Think about what she's saying. Get more information after, which includes doing homework, and with the edge of information, get some more information about what you learned. So why now you're consuming yourself in knowing more than others. And when you get back to school, talk to kids about it. So you're creating an environment of kids who are interested in learning. Show me your friends, I'll show you who you are.
Yeah.
Talk to the teacher about it. Hey, I learned this. Now what the teacher sees. Someone who is interested in what she's teaching, suddenly you're the teacher's favorite. And when the tests come, you don't even have to learn. It's the same process of getting an A in life. You pay attention to the information, you gather more information, you practice it, you talk to others about it, mastermind, and then you just perform better. That's the way I did it in all my businesses. And I got 5-star review, nothing else than 5-star reviews in all my businesses because of everything that I talked about, keep integrity and keep this process. So if we as person learn to become conscious of where I am, how can I get better, gather information about it, gather people that are interested in becoming better, then guess what? Our life will be better in every aspect. And there's no lack of information today. I tell all my clients when I start in anything, I can bring you to the well, I cannot make you drink. I can give you the tools, I cannot make you use them.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking of which, what kinds of tools are you talking about?
So there's for the weight loss, let's say, which is important because it also improves your health, there's detox, avoiding fluoride at all costs, cleaning the water. You're 75% water. Do you think it's important what kind of water you drink?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely. And bottled water are the biggest scam in the world. Why? The lack of oxygen makes the molecular structure dense, which means you're drinking it. God forbid, it has plastic particles in it today. We all know that. So those dense structure of molecular does not penetrate to the cell. So you drink a lot and you pee a lot. And you're adding
Yeah.
plastic particles. So do you think you want to ionize the water, filter the water? Yes. So just, you can get the bottled water PBA free, put it in a filter that ionizes, and I send them the link. I have them on my stores. I tested everything myself because I use it myself. And now your water comes ionized. Ionized means it's got added minerals and the chemical structure is minimal. Now it absorbs to the cell. Now it can crystallize and become, because water is the cell skin, basically. It's crystallized water with added ingredients that makes the cell. And that's why your skin hydration is very important. It's 80% water. Understand? So it's very important what type of water. Now, if you want to add hydrogen water today, hydrogen is the smallest molecule. You're detoxing on a daily basis just by drinking water that you give 5 minutes to run in a hydrogen device that they're all over the place. If you want, I can share links to my site. I have the best because I use it myself. So if we take water and we just clean them prior, ionize them, makes them more suitable for the body to consume, and add hydrogen to it, now you're giving your body the fundamental of existence, which is water. And it's, you consume it daily. Why won't you pay attention to the quality of water that you consume? It goes to your brain, keeps the cells, keeps headache and migraines away. So here's a small practice. So I tell them that, and guess what? They show up the next treatment with the bottled water. Those who do show a difference. Those who don't. Very simple. Cause and effect. So water, first thing. Then detox. The hydrogen water that I highly recommend everybody listening, add it to your life. Even staying focused while at work can become better because of hydrogen water. It also cleans every cell in your body. It creates methylation groups, which means everything you eat, it absorbs better. It detoxifies every cell from the most harmful chemicals, including mercury.
Wow.
Start consuming it. Detox, I have a natural detox, clean your GI, rejuvenate your liver with some black seed oil. Your liver is the filter of your body.
Yeah.
We drink alcohol. 2 shots of tequila, your liver is not synthesizing protein for 72 hours. Wow. You can minimize the 72 hours by adding hydrogen water. Liver goes back to synthesizes protein. They understand. I tell people I'm getting ready for 70. At 51, I'm getting ready for 70. Why? Because it's coming. I took a client, a famous singer, 82 years old. He wants more hair. I said, God bless you. Ask me, what should I expect? I said, it's the first time I'm taking 82 for hair restoration, and it's natural. So God, please forgive me. The oldest I had was 72. So we got to see now, I don't know if you pay attention, the Instagram, social media is full of older people over 80 in the gym, rip. So thank God there is some switch in awareness. I think the one that are suffering more would be 20 to 50. So I concentrate now working with 40 plus because 40 to 50 is sort of a turning point.
Yeah.
That you can continue in a certain path that will not end well or develop some conscious awareness. Say I'm still young enough and create a totally different you in all aspects. So I concentrate mainly on men because women has a different biology, which I said, you know what, let me concentrate on what I know best. Because women, they have different set of rules. The biology is so different. So detox, rejuvenate with a black seed oil. Add some shilajit to your diet. Why? It contains tons of minerals. And it's the #1 testosterone increase for men today. And we all know that testosterone is a major decline. Now, everybody has a different ratio of testosterone that they can thrive on. Some will be good on 600 milligrams of free testosterone. I'm at 1550 and I'm building muscle at that. So everybody would be different. So I also add, if you want to take it to the next level, go to your family doctor, do blood work panel and metabolic panel, know what to eat. I used to think that I need to eat a chicken salad and it will be good for me. It was creating inflammation for me.
Yeah.
You understand? So not everything that you think you know is good for you. So my program is on the individual level.
Yeah.
Blood work, blood panel, metabolic. Now you start to eat what is good for you, not what society made you think that you should consume. I had a lady call me this morning, what type of green and red should I consume? I said, before you consume them, we'll do a metabolic. Maybe you don't need reds. For me, it's only steak and egg. That's all I eat. I don't need anything else. I get all the 21 amino acids, shilajit, black seed oil, and steak and eggs. My body has transformed to 7% body fat. Can I show my abs real quick at 51 after being 41? Okay, and this is without too much of effort. This is just this machine. I know how to handle it. I'm driving it. I know how to handle it. And my life becomes so much better. So real quick, 51.
Wow.
Yeah,
Well
and
done.
as I told you earlier, I started with working from home and I decided to like do some push-ups. And then I said, you know what, I can also do pull-ups and I can also do ab crunches. And suddenly I find myself in the gym because you start seeing, like I said, it will catch momentum. And guess who will show up better? Just one of my mentors used to say, neglect is an infection. It spreads.
I agree. So tell me what's exciting in your business right now.
I started working with 10X and they provided me with 100 stages.
Mhm.
It's just really what exciting in my business is I have methods that concentrate on installing new software here. Because the only thing that prevents you from being the happier, healthier version of yourself is what you think you are. Everything that limits you in your business is what you think you are here.
Agree.
I don't know if I mentioned, I'm also a Proctor Gallagher Institute consultant. I was mentored by Bob Proctor, the legendary Bob Proctor, for 5 years.
Oh, nice.
And I learned that everything starts with a concept that comes in the mind. Nowhere else. Nowhere else. The idea that I'm going to work from home started here. The lack of idea that I can be successful is installed here. The lack of idea of I can have a fit body is here. And we think in images. If I say a cat, you don't see CAT. Everybody listening had a different cat in their head. We think in images. Everything we see, I say a car, you don't see CAR. You see a car and it usually be your car. The only way I can bring an image that will be equivalent to everybody if I say a specific car. So let's say I say red Dodge Viper. Now everybody will see red Dodge Viper.
If they know what that
Understand?
is.
Exactly. Understand?
Yeah.
So by narrowing the concept that you speak, you can start installing. So my program that I do, it's a 90-day program. I don't ask anybody to do anything but to install the software here. Once the software installed here, and thank God that program was developed with Bob Proctor, Dr. Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton, giants in epigenetics. So you cannot even resist the installation of the new program. And it's so exciting. Like any resistance you might have is not in a consideration. But there's one thing you have to do. You have to do as told. And it's so simple. Let me share a story that when I started working with Bob Proctor, he told me, you have to sit down twice a day and write what you need. And like, write down? Why? And I was doing it. And I'm like, Mike, what are you doing? This is bullshit. You're wasting time. And I stopped. And I paid him around $35,000 to be mentored by him. personally for
Wow.
that period of time. He says, Mike, if I don't see that you do it every day, you don't send me a video that you're doing it, I'm going to stop coaching you and there's no money back. It's rather you do as told or goodbye. And all you have to do is sit down and write. Now, what happens when you sit down and write? Let's say an idea. You have an idea here, you write it down. This is your first time you can present it in physical reality. Although in just in that, but you can present it. Now, we all know we had tons of ideas here, can't even remember them.
Yeah.
So the program is based on epigenetics and Jose Silva method. And it literally, if you do as told, you will install the program that will make you find everything that you need on the individual personal level to do to get fit.
Yeah.
And that's exciting because it's bulletproof. There's no failures. You can't fail. The only way you can fail is if you don't do the simple little things that is not even required to do the gym, fast, anything. 90 days to install a new program, and you can do it laying down on the bed. Trust me, once you start with a program, you're going to start because the software is being changed and it's so wonderful. And it's the future, basically. The future of medicine is epigenetics and frequencies. So basically by installing the new neural connections in your brain, by doing these little things that all you have to do is really do. And it's so simple because the body is nothing more than a manifestation of the body, of the mind, just like your life is. So the idea, and it happened to me, so I know it works. I was 40% overweight. I had a belly that me and my daughter used to drum on it.
I've got a book by every one of the people you just mentioned. Joe
Oh, yeah.
and
Work
Bob
with them on
Proctor.
the level, and I had such great conversations about the future of humanity. And it seems like the malevolence of the pharmaceutical is starting to crumble.
I agree. I think things are changing. I think that's why things are so crazy right now, because I think that they're just trying to like grab hold of people's minds before they kind of move on to something else. And you know,
When
letting
COVID
it
was
go.
on social media everywhere, do not touch
Yeah,
the vaccine. I
yeah.
told my parents, you touch the vaccine, you'll never speak to me again ever in your life.
I didn't do that. I didn't want to exclude anybody for any reason. I wanted to just create love. Because there were people that were blocking people and deleting friends and all that stuff, and I just don't think that that's good. Now, what I do believe is what you said earlier about you are who you hang around with. So I tended to try to find people that I could spend time with that aligned more with me. But that didn't mean I was calling anybody up and saying I'm never going to talk to you again.
No, it was my
People are
parents.
people.
It was very important for me, for them not to get it. And because I have some insights on a global scale, when you know what they want to do, you understand their moves.
I agree.
And you said, yes, you should accept everybody with love. But I also believe that we should. Albert Einstein said that the world will be destroyed not by the ones who try to destroy it, by the one who see and don't do anything about it. So we have at some point, if you can, and I call it, yes, be nothing else but love. Jesus consciousness to me is the most wonderful thing. And I tell my clients, look at Jesus consciousness. Even when he was tortured, please forgive them.
Yeah.
Not even one single word. He's being beaten to death. Still ask for them to be forgiven. That's love consciousness. Why he's not creating any negative karma on himself. And he understood that what you do to others shall be done to you. So he didn't do anything wrong. Most beautiful consciousness you can adopt is Jesus' love. Okay? And I'm not Christian. I just understand the concept of love. He died for love, which means he has no sin. Beautiful. So whenever you do something, there's two consequences to it. You can be love, and there's no consequences to love but good consequences. And that's why we should analyze ourselves daily. Where did I fall from grace? If you see something wrong and you don't do anything about it, that's not love. Because you should love and love the truth more than, let's say, other people's emotions. Like Socrates, he drank the poison. truth, you know, it might be your truth and not universal, but there's some universal truth, and truth should be protected always, especially against evil. And when you see evil going on, yeah, I suggest you do some love against it.
Yep.
And sometimes love has to be hard. You know, it's called
Yeah.
hard love. It's to prevent evil from expanding.
Yep.
You know, because evil doesn't have any values.
No, and they expand where there's a lack of
Yeah, so
actions.
we the good people, we need to do something about when you see something going wrong. You know, and look at society today. You see people instead of helping something that goes on wrong in the street, that they're filming it and walking away. So
I
something
think,
has to be done with love to fight anything that is wrong and hurting people.
yep. I think the danger is that from what I'm seeing, it appears to me that there's a lot of people that think they are on the side of good, but might not be. And so they're acting in a way that they're trying to stop, like what you were saying about the vaccines. It's very possible that those vaccines were actually harming people, but there was people that were pushing for it that thought they were on the side of good. They thought that they were helping people. So
Yeah.
I think that's why my thought is I want to accept everybody because maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Whatever I'm fighting for could be actually the evil.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
rather
It's
than
like
fighting, instead, I want to direct my energy towards things that are unifying people. I want to try to bring people together on common goals rather than trying to bring people together against somebody else.
one thing that I learned from me screaming on social media, don't touch it. They said that the words of a wise man are softly spoken, and wisdom can only be heard as loud as one willingness to listen.
Mm.
So if you want to present your truth with a love that you might be wrong, present it softly.
Agree.
You understand?
Agree.
So don't be loud and vulgar. You know, be soft always, because it's much easier to change direction if you spoke softly. Okay, I was wrong. You
Yep,
understand?
I
So
agree.
yes, I do. And here is another example. Dentists are convinced that fluoride is good,
Yeah.
but fluoride is poison. But their
Yep.
education, you know, so they believe, but obviously they believe something wrong, but they were educated like that. So they think they're doing well. In
Yep.
all honesty, fluoride suppresses your pineal gland. It calcifies it, which prevent
Yeah.
you from going. So that's what they want. That's why they put it in your mouth first, because the pineal gland is right after. So toothbrushes, it's in my Mike's healthy steps, 5 healthy steps. Stop brushing with fluoride toothpaste.
Yep.
You understand? Because it
Yeah.
suppresses your pineal gland. Your pineal gland, you cannot think about solutions because you prevent it from what we call today the sixth sense.
Yeah.
Everything.
Connected to
Then you
source.
stress, and it
Yeah.
brings and once you mess up your pineal gland, you mess up serotonin. And serotonin is the master hormone to all other hormones. You mess that up, you mess up humans, and they love doing that to us. I don't know why. I don't know who's behind. They ask me, who's they? Well, you know, there's some sort of a hierarchy of the beneficiaries. And that's they. Whoever benefits from you getting into their system, circulating dollars, well, they say, you're going to die anyway. You know, let me make a buck. And it's each and one of us responsibility to develop the consciousness to what is the truth? How can I utilize it to make my life better in aspect of as a family man, as a businessman, and as a healthy person in my relationships to myself, God, and others. And your health is a representation of how you respect. I tell everybody, self-care is self-love. If you love yourself, you're not going to disrespect yourself by eating Burger King or McDonald's. There's no food there.
Mhm.
So respect yourself enough to love yourself enough to show up as an example for others to follow, inspire. That's it.
Wow. How do we find out more about you then?
Excuse me?
So how do we find out more about you then?
Oh, social media. Best would be YouTube at Mike Moshe Hen. Healthy Image That Fit. And I'm going to start promoting this as well. If you live in South Florida, you probably already know about me. I have ads going on for the last years from my face. I want the guy from the commercial. When I do skin, hair, and wellness, and YouTube mainly, I load up a lot of videos, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm really spreading out in this mission because this is so solid and bulletproof and does not require anything. I'm not going to ask you to go to the gym or start dieting. Just start installing the new software and everything else will happen regardless because you're changing the driver.
Yeah, I love that so much. It's been a lot of fun.
Pleasure. Keep rocking.
We'll see you next time on the Work at Home Rockstar podcast. And as always, go to workathomerockstar.com for more information.